Okay, so if you don't know, that was the ending to the B-flat blues. It's a really fun and somewhat simple, at least when you first get started out, way to improvise on the piano. And I'm going to show you basically all the basic concepts behind it and how to begin putting them together so you can begin playing blues on your own. We're going to be talking mainly about how to play the B-flat blues scale, which it's mainly based on, the chords used in the B-flat blues, chord progression that's used, and putting it all together. And we are doing the 12-bar blues, meaning that it is 12 bars or 12 measures long. All right, let's get on to our first main topic. Okay, first I'm going to teach you about the B-flat blues scale. This is the most important thing that wraps everything together. The B-flat blues scale is made up of these notes: B-flat, D-flat, E-flat, E, F, A-flat, and then a B-flat. So let me show you here. So this is what it will look like on the piano. So you had B-flat, D-flat, E-flat. So these first three black keys here, and then you have E, F right here. So these three black keys, and then the next two white keys, and then A flat, B flat, like that. And the fingering that I like to use if you're using multiple octaves is 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. Did you get all that? The fingering is pretty easy compared to a lot of scales we play. Now, you can practice it in your left hand too, but mainly when you're first learning how to do this, you're not going to be playing the scale with the left hand. Instead, the left hand is going to be reserved for the chord. So I'm going to have you look at the blues scale again real quick. Pause the video if you need to kind of jot this down or screenshot it or something like that. So once you practice the blues scale, we're going to get on to our next topic, which of course is the chords used in the B-flat blues, because like I mentioned, in our left hand, that's where we're going to be playing our harmony or the background chords. Okay, the first chord we have is what's called a B-flat 7 chord, or that's short for B-flat dominant 7th. So let's take a look at what that will look like on the piano. So we have the notes B-flat, and we want to play this with the left hand, D, F, A-flat. And you want to play them together like that. You want to be able to play these chords lickety-split, like I guess the back of your hand, they always say. So you don't even really have to think about them much, because, and the scale is the same way, the B-flat blues scale, because when you start putting these together, you're really going to be spending a lot of your brain power just on the coordination between both hands. So your first chord you want to learn is B-flat 7, B-flat, D, F, A-flat. Now, if I take away the notes, how do you spell that chord? Or what notes make up that chord? What were they? B flat. Then what's the next one? D, F, A flat. B flat, D, F, A flat. You got to have that up in your memory bank. Let's talk about the next chord, which is the E flat 7 chord, made up of E flat, G, B flat, and D flat. And this is what this looks like on the piano: E flat, G, B flat, D flat. Just like that. Going back to the first one again, B flat, D, F, A flat. And then back to E flat 7, E flat, G, B flat, and then D flat. Okay, now for the final chord we're going to be using, there's only 3 chords we're using. The last chord is the F7 chord, which is made up of the notes F, A, C, and E flat, which is going to look like this: F, A, C, E flat. So let's go over all 3 of these chords again. Let's see if you can remember them. B flat 7. What 4 notes make up the B flat 7 chord? Well, B flat, right? Makes sense? B flat, D, F, and then A flat, just like that. Now, what 4 notes make up the E flat 7 chord? E flat, and then what? G, B flat, D flat, and then the F7 chord, which with 3 notes make those up. Well, F, A, C, and then the E flat right there. Just like that. All right. So remember, B flat 7, E flat 7, F7, just like that. Okay, now let's get on to our next topic, which is the chord progression, because not only are the chords important, but playing them in the right order. So remember, there are 12 measures total. There are 4 measures in the beginning of B flat 7. So what you want to do is you want to go to the piano here, and you just want to, maybe count out 4 measures just playing this as quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there was 4 measures of B flat 7. And then what you're going to do after that is 2 measures of E flat 7. And then what does it say? 2 measures of B flat 7. 1 measure of F7. 1 measure E flat 7. And then 1 measure of B flat 7. Now, if the thing about the 12-bar blues is that it often goes around and around. So if you want to continue going, you will want to go to an F7 chord, and that will help you basically do the whole thing over again. But if you wanted to just finish it after that 1 measure of B flat 7, just finish on the B flat chord, and that's how you'll finish it. So make sure not only do you practice the chords involved, but the second thing you want to do is practice them in that order of how many measures of each. Okay, the next thing you want to begin doing is playing the B flat blues scale while playing the chords with the left hand to get used to moving between the chords in the progressions and to develop a basic coordination between the hands. So let's take a look at what that would look like. So you're going to be playing your B flat 7 chord. You don't necessarily have to be playing it as quarter notes if you're just getting used to this. But basically, you want to hit the chord here, and you want to play up the scale and down the scale. And then you want to move to the next chord, play up the scale, play down the scale. Pretty easy. Move to the last chord, play up the scale, play down the scale. Then you want to go through and do the same thing, but just then add in the chord progression that we're going to be using, the 4 B flat, 2 E flat thing we just talked about, but with doing the scale up above. So it would look like something like this. And then if you wanted to keep going, you do the F7. And then you go through and you do the whole thing again. And you get the idea. So practice it. Make it as simple as you can. Don't try to do any fancy rhythms with either hand at first. Just see if you can play the chords with your left hand and the scale with your right hand, and then do it in the order or the chord progression that I gave you so that you're doing it in that 12-bar style. All right, let's take a look at our next topic. Mixing up the scale to create different melodies and patterns. Well, what do I mean by this? Well, let me show you. So instead of just playing the scale all in order, I'm just going to play it up an octave here. It gets kind of boring. Try mixing up the notes of the scale. I kind of recommend you start on B flat, just so it has what we call a tonal center to it. It just makes it sound a little bit more complete. So instead of playing it up and down like that, oops, hit a couple extra notes in there. So see if you can come up with some licks and some patterns. Then what you should do is, like, if you find one that you think is good, practice it over and over until you have it memorized, or even write it down, even better. And then add it, like when you're playing through the chord progression. And it starts to sound, it starts to breathe life into the whole thing. It starts to sound like an actual improv. You know, you're actually using all these skills together to create something new. So a big part of the experience is experimentation. You're going to want to play around with this. You're not just going to want to play it once or twice because it's going to sound very, very basic when you start doing it. So you really, really want to start messing around, and one of the best ways to do it is start mixing up the scale. I'm still playing all the same notes. I'm just messing with the order a bit. You can also cluster the notes together and play them at the same time. So instead of like playing these 3 notes here, I can like kind of play them together as a harmony or as a group. I could do it better. Kind of like that. So it adds a little bit more crunch to it. Okay, and then let's after you practice that a bunch, which actually, believe it or not, I've been playing and practicing the blues for over a decade now. I play it I play it almost every time I do a live stream. But I play it every week at least, but maybe even once a day. So the things that you see me do, and I'll play the whole blues for you here at the end, the things that you see me do are really from experimenting for a decade on this one thing. So you're going to, like, no matter how much you practice it as you go along, you're going to start to find things that you do that, like, are new. And sometimes if you make a mistake, you'll be like, wow, that actually sounded good. And then you'll kind of add it in. So a big part of improv is a trial and error, but I don't know if that's the right word. It's just really experimentation and kind of exploring on your own using these very basic things, the basic chords in the left hand and the blues scale in the right hand. And that's pretty much it. So I'm going to play the B-flat blues for you before I talk about that. Okay, so I'm going to leave it to you now. You have all the skills you need to begin putting this whole thing together. There is more information to this, and I'm going to talk about that after I play my version of the B-flat blues for you. But I'm going to do a couple of rounds of the B-flat blues and just show you how it sounds, and maybe you can get some ideas on your own based on what I'm doing. So here we go. Now, you may be noticing that I'm not playing the chords as block chords, but instead playing them up and down as a bass line and also mixing that up. That's something else you can work on, a little tip for you. So here we go. Are you ready? You can use a little pedal too, but not too much. So there you go. There was a few rounds of the B flat blues. It's really, really fun to play once you get going on it. You may be thinking, oh man, it's going to take a long time before I can do that. And you're probably right, unless you can just pick this sort of thing up and get rolling with it right away. But you will actually, after maybe even a few days or maybe even a week, you're going to really be like, wow, you know, I'm starting to come up with some things that sound kind of awesome. Even if you're just playing around with the scale in one hand, you're going to be like, wow, you know, I'm starting to come up with something new. And that will kind of motivate you to continue going forward. So don't compare your blues playing to mine. You know, just really go along with yourself. See what you can come up with, and you're going to come up with some really neat things, even things different than what I played, which is the interesting thing. Sometimes I'll listen to somebody else play the blues, and I'll be like, oh my goodness, I didn't even think about that before. And it's such a simple thing. So it's a really rewarding experience playing the blues. So I recommend you pick this one up. Spend the time on this. Don't give up on it. And you will find it very, very rewarding. I promise. So if you want to learn more about how to play this blues, well, you're in luck, because I have a course to teach you more about improvising with the B-flat blues. A link is in the description. It's over on my website, but of course you can find the link. And once I post the video, I will make sure to post something up so you know where to go for that. Oh, and use the code YouTube during checkout to get an additional 15% off your purchase of the course. You can also check out all the other courses I have on my website. I have over 20 courses, all designed to help you learn a lot more about piano and music, far beyond what you find on the YouTube channel. So if you like it over here, you like the lessons that you find over here, and you're looking to take things to that next level, well, that's what the website is for, pianolessonsontheweb.com.